Good morning, grandchildren. Here's story number 4, I believe. This is my first performance that I ever played with the Boston Symphony as a substitute player or added player. They were doing the Berg Three Pieces for Orchestra by Alban Berg, and Pierre Boulez was conducting, and they hired me to play third trombone out of 4 trombones. Boston Symphony, unlike many American orchestras, carried only 3 trombones, still does, has 3 trombones. And if they need a 4th, they hire that 4th player. So I was hired to play third while Coco Kahila, the bass trombonist in the orchestra, was playing 4th. At least that's what I assumed. When I arrived at the first rehearsal, it turned out that Coco wanted to play third and asked me to play 4th, which is fine. So I'm sitting between Coco Kahila on my right and Chester Schmidt, the tuba, on my left. Well, we got through all the rehearsals and so forth. It was fine. And we got to the first performance. And I'm going to show you a photograph of the last note that I have in the piece. This is what it looks like. A 30-second note at the very end of a long retard bar. Boulez would conduct 1, 2, 3, 4, and we go bop, bop, bop. He actually gave us the 16th notes. Well, the first time we played the performance, on Thursday, we had 4 performances, Thursday night, Friday afternoon, Saturday night, and Tuesday night. On Thursday afternoon, we all got to the end, and the entire orchestra went bop, as loud and as short as they could, and Chester went bop, just long enough to make sure that everybody could hear him play his low E natural after everybody else finished. Kind of like some lead trumpet players I know that insist on playing a very high note longer than anybody else at the end of a piece. So I didn't say anything, but nobody said anything. But I thought to myself, well, if he's going to play it that long, I'm going to join him because we both have the same note. So for Friday afternoon, the entire orchestra played bop, and I went bop with Chester. But unfortunately, Chester played it short. So what you heard at the end was the bass trombone going bah out there in the hall. And Boulez kind of looked a little, glanced back and didn't say anything. And then Chester turns to me and says, "Wauchope, isn't that note short? Aren't you supposed to play that short?" I said, "Well, just Thursday afternoon you played it, Thursday night you played it longer, and I wanted to match you." He says, "You don't match me, play it short, forget about it." And so I said, "Fine, I'm just a guest here, whatever you say." So Saturday night came, and this orchestra got to the end, and everybody went bop, and Chester goes bop, longer than any time beforehand. All you hear at the end, after the sound fades away, is the tuba note out there sitting in the audience. And Boulez really looked back then, and I didn't say a word, but I was really upset, pissed basically, that he'd done that, like the ego trip that he was on. So I was determined on Tuesday night to play just as long as he was. And Tuesday night came up, and we both of us played bop, and the sound of bass trombone and tuba echoing the hall was very, very obvious. And some of the musicians turned around and looked, and the bass trombone players turned down and looked. And I sat there quietly, twiddling my thumbs, and Chester was furious. And Bill Moyer, the contractor, came up to me afterwards and says, "What the hell is going on back there?" And I said, "Bill, I was trying to match the tuba player. You and I have exactly the same note. I was trying to match him. That's all there was to it." He said, "Well, good for you, but I'm not sure it worked as well as you thought it might have." At any rate, nobody said anything after that, and the orchestra did hire me a bunch of times after that, thank God. Although Chester and I never really got along very well after that.